Chapter 3, Magic Magicians. Magic or magicians. So here, the magic magicians, these Jack and Annie, they went to see the Eiffel Tower, a very beautiful tower. Yes, the largest tower in the world. They went there, and to go there, they have jumped into the train. They just jumped into the train. See, and they were able to see many things from all around the world. First, the guide. Who is guide here? Guide means a person who shows the way, who tells us about the important places, yes, about the history of the places. Okay, so he's a guide. So here tour guide was sitting in a train, and he was explaining everything to Jack and Annie. First he said that we are going to see the Egypt. First, what they were saying, they were able to see the beautiful Egypt. Can you see the Egypt? It's on your screen. Yes, Egypt. And next, the guide said that they were going to see the African village. African village. So they saw the African village and China. What is famous in China? You know, kite flying. And what type of kites? The kites which we have here, not those kites. These kites are very special. They are in the shape of dragon, big dragons. You can see the picture. They will hold these dragons in their hand, and they start dancing. So these are called dancing dragons. Next they went and they saw, they keep on going, and the guide was explaining that it's a Muslim mosque and a Buddhist temple, and then a Roman goddess Venus made entirely of chocolate. Yes, and by seeing all these things, Annie said, wow, it's really a living encyclopedia. What she said? She said a living encyclopedia. But the Jack said, oh, if it is a living encyclopedia, I cannot see any magician or any magic here. By that they could not able to see any magic or anything. Then suddenly a passenger from the train, he said, what a magic, wow, magical. Then Jack immediately told, hey, somebody said magical, where is magic, where is magic? Then Annie said, hey, it's false alarm, it's a false alarm. There is nothing magic. They were talking about Eiffel Tower, and the train kept on going. They saw a beautiful Eiffel Tower. Lights were beaming. And there they went near the Eiffel Tower, and they saw many exhibits were there. There is a small baby, a little girl was laughing at her father. They saw a little girl who was laughing at her father, and they were very happy to press the earpieces, and they were able to hear some sound through that earpieces. Jack and Annie walked closer to the exhibit, and they asked, it's magic. She is telling to her father. A little girl was telling to her father, Papa, it's magic. It can send a voice 1,000 miles. It can send a voice to the 1,000 miles. What is that? It's a telephone. Yes, children? What is the main function of the telephone? Can you tell me what is the main function of the telephone? The main function of the telephone is it can send a voice 1,000 miles. We can send voice for 1,000 miles, isn't it? Yes. Now, if we are talking here, if we want to send a message to our families, if we want to send any information, any invitation to our families, our family members, our relatives, those who are far away from us, now within a fraction of seconds, we can send the message, we can pass the information, right, children? With the help of this telephone. Do you know, before this telephone, how people used to share the messages, how they used to send the informations? They used to write letters. They used to write letters and they used to send the letter. They used to post the letters. So here, what was the invention? What is the magic of sound? The magic of sound is telephone. And who was the magician? The magician was Alexander Graham Bell. You can see the picture. The telephone, the oldest telephone, the first telephones used to be like this. This is called a land phone, and the other one you can see the old telephone. Yes, you can see these are the, and he is the Alexander Graham Bell. Who is he? He is a Alexander Graham Bell, and the telephone was invented in 1876. It is invented in 1876. Okay, and they were asking, where is he is called as Alexander. He was called as Alexander Graham Bell. His exhibit is telephone. It can send a voice 1,000 miles. The main function of the telephone. Now they were asking to that man, hey, can you tell me where is this exhibit? Where is Mr. Alexander Graham Bell? Can we meet him? Then he said, no, I don't know. Then one lady with gray head, one woman with gray head, she was walking, and then there's Jack and Annie, they stopped her and asked, hey, miss, please, can you tell us where is Alexander Graham Bell? Where we can find him? Then she said, I am afraid. He just left. Why did she say that I am afraid? She said, I am afraid. Then they asked, why? What happened? Where is he? I don't know who is Alexander Graham Bell, but I know Mr. Bell. Mr. Bell. Then they thought, okay, Mr. Bell is Alexander Graham Bell only. Please, can you tell me where he is, where we can find him? Then she said, the woman turned, Alexander Graham Bell. I don't know, said the woman. A strange man gave me an invitation to give to Mr. Bell. One strange man, I don't know where is he, but one strange man, the woman is replying, beta, one strange man, he came to me, he gave me one invitation, and I have given that invitation to Mr. Bell, and Mr. Bell went very fast. He left the exhibit and he went away. Then they asked the woman, who is that person who gave you invitation? What was there in that invitation? Then that woman said, I don't know what was there in that invitation. I have just given that invitation to Mr. Bell. But the man was very dangerous. He was dressed in a long, dark cloak. He wore a hood that hid most of his face. What is cloak? I will show you the picture of cloak. This is called a cloak. See, dark, long, dark cloak. It is a dark, long cloak. The man was wearing, dressed up in this long cloak, beta, and he wore a hood. Hood means, can you see the cap here? He covered his face. How he covered his face? That is called a hood. Even your sweaters. The school, Birla school has provided you some hoods, no beta? Hoodie? Yes, which you can cover your face. Yes. So here also you can see he covered his face with the hood. So she said he looked very dangerous. He was in a long dark cloak and he wore a hood that hid most of his face. Then Jack felt, okay, he is a evil sorcerer. So evil sorcerer will look like this. Till now, Jack and Annie, they don't know who is evil sorcerer and how does he look. Yes, does they know? They don't know. They don't know the attire. They don't know the attire of a evil sorcerer. But now they understood that how the evil sorcerer will be. Evil sorcerer will appear. He is looking. We can see him in a dark cloak, and his face was covered. Now they understood the appearance of evil sorcerer. So they planned to find the evil sorcerer. What was the message in that? Where the Alexander Graham Bell, they were in confusion and they couldn't find. And then they started again their journey. How could be dangerous, said Jack? We need to make a plan. Now they are preparing a plan. We have to prepare a plan to find this evil sorcerer and to and we need a plan to find even 4 magicians. So we need to find him first, said Annie, before he gets away. Hurry. She broke into a run and dashed towards the hall of machines. They both were hurried and suddenly they went into the hall and okay, so they were in hurry. They went, she broke into a run and dashed towards the hall of machines. Where she reached better, she was in a hall of machines. Full machines are there in that hall. She entered the hall. Now let us see. This is our chapter 3. That what was the chapter 3, beta? Magic and magicians. Now they were able to find one magic, no? A magic of sound. And who was the magician? Who was the magician? Alexander Graham Bell was the magician. And what was the main function of the telephone? The main function of the telephone is it can send voice 1,000 miles. Okay, children. So now let us see the next chapter, Wizard of Manto Park. Wizard of Manto Park. What is the meaning of wizard? The meaning of wizard is a man who has magical powers. Okay, here Menlo Park. Wizard of Menlo Park. Okay, so Wizard of Menlo Park. Here wizard, the meaning of wizard is a man, a person who is having magical powers. Now let us see. In our previous lesson, we have learned that we have discussed that Jane and Michael were running to catch the evil sorcerer and they went into the machines hall, a hall which is filled with full of machines. Okay, then what happened? Let us see. Jack ran after Annie. He caught up to her outside the huge building made of glass. She was standing in line waiting to buy tickets. Now they have to enter the room. Yes, a big hall of machines. They were standing outside the building, a huge building made of glass. They have to buy tickets to get inside. Now Jack said, breathe fully. We have got to make a plan. What if we suddenly find a sorcerer? What do we say to him? What if he tries to use his powers against us? There were lots of doubts they have. If suddenly he comes, what we have to tell him? How can we stop him? And if he is trying his powers against us, how we have to escape from there? So now Annie said, don't worry, we have rhymes, magic rhymes with us. We will use magic rhymes. Then Jack said, magic rhymes? Which magic rhyme we will use? Then she said, how many children? What was the magic rhyme name? What was the rhyme name they were going to use? How many children? Interrupted the ticket seller. Now interrupted. What is the meaning of interrupted? If somebody are talking seriously and the third person is stopping them. Now two persons are talking. Now Jack and Annie is talking and the ticket master, he stopped them. That is called interruption. Okay. Sometimes your parents also will take, no, don't tell in middle, don't talk in middle. When two elders are talking, you should listen them. Yes. So that is called the interruption. So ticket master interrupted. They would reach the front of the line. Now they had reached the front of the line. And Annie said, 2 tickets, please. She was having some French coins in her pocket, no beta. So she has taken out the coins and she gave to the ticket master and she said, 2 tickets, please. And Annie turned back to Jack. Let's go inside and see if we find the sorcerer. Then we can figure out which rhyme. Okay. But be cool, said Jack. So the sorcerer doesn't notice us. We have to hide ourselves slowly, without making any noise. We have to get inside and we have to find the sorcerer. Jack and Annie walked through the entrance of the glass building. Oh man, whispered Jack. Whispered. What is the meaning of whispered? Speaking very slowly and softly so that other persons cannot hear us. Okay? Speaking very slowly and softly so that others cannot